I began to read of my own volition during the sixth grade. I spent most of my childhood moving from town to town, school to school, and it had never been super easy to make, let alone hold on to, friends. But there, at my new school, I met the coolest group of people. And interestingly, they all read. They read fantasy and mystery and drama, and up until that point, the only thing I'd ever voluntarily read was the blurb of TV shows and movies on TV. But I wanted them to like me, and so I began to read. Really and actually read. I would join them at lunch and during recess. It was sixth grade, but our class was the final grade at this really interesting elementary school that went from first grade up to sixth, a strange introduction to middle school to say the least. I even joined their writing circle, because of course they had a writing circle. We met every Wednesday in our language arts teacher's classroom. And there we shared the ideas we'd come up with, the characters we created, and the stories we wrote. I found, then, that I really liked to write. It would be another year, after I'd once again moved to a new school, that I discovered a book series written by Lacey Harrison called The Click, and found that even without the influence of friends around me, I really liked to read as well. Okay, maybe there was some outside encouragement. My English teacher kept a class counter of all the students and all the books we read, and I loved the feeling of adding another novel to my repertoire. But still, nearly 10 years later, and my love for both has yet to abate. Now I'm a senior in college, and in 2 months I will graduate from Duke University with a degree in psychology, global health, and English. I will go on to attend the University of Chicago, where I will study clinical social work. Here's something important to note. In all my childhood, I found reading and writing served as a way for me to escape from the difficulties of everyday life. In the future, I want to help individuals find the same escape, in helpful, healthy ways, of course, but in the same way the characters in books help me feel less alone, I want to help others feel less alone too. And while I do this, I will continue to write. I draw inspiration from writers like Jessica Knoll, Britt Bennett, Gillian Flynn, and Ottessa Moshfegh, authors who are all able to at once tell compelling, outrageous, multi-layered tales, all the while remaining true to their characters and the story's purpose. I'm personally drawn to main characters that are women, leading ladies who break the classic mold of what it means to be someone who is not a man, in both fictional media and reality. I'm fascinated by all the things that make us who we are, that make us into a whole. If we're the sum of all the things that have ever happened to us and the things that haven't, it's amazing just how different lived experiences we're all able to have. I want to explore that. I want to write about the different adventures people are able to have and the situations they find themselves in. Though my initial interest in writing came from a place of fear and confusion, now I find I love writing because I simply love it. I love to read. I love the joy of picking up a book and getting lost in someone else's world. I love the inherent craft and creativity of it all. I love being able to discover new things, see entirely new places that you could never have conjured up on your own, and getting so invested in these new people, it's almost as if you knew them. I love the feeling of picking up a piece of writing and seeing yourself so clearly represented in someone else. It's akin to a feeling of being completely understood. All the parts of you, good and bad, taken apart and studied in appreciation, only to be put back together again, this time feeling more whole than ever before.